Welcome to the sprawl. In the neon-lit corridors of modern finance, everyone is chasing yield. They look at real-world assets, tokenized real estate, government bonds, private credit, and they see a 5% or 7% return. But they are blind. They are staring at the gross yield while the net yield is being bled dry by the vampires in the pipes. Traditional bonds are for the dinosaurs, but even the New World Ethereum has become a gated community. If you want to claim your yield on ETH, you pay the toll, and that toll is a guillotine for the small investor. Let's talk numbers. This is where the Cyberpunk Reality hits the spreadsheet. Imagine an RWA fund distributing dividends daily. The scenario: you own $1,000 in tokenized T-bills. The yield 5% annually. That's $50 a year. The frequency: daily payouts, the dream of automated finance. That's roughly $0.113 per day. On Ethereum, a simple claim or transfer can cost you anywhere from $2 to $50 depending on the congestion. To collect your 0.113 CO, you might pay $5 in gas. Your yield isn't just low, it's negative. You are paying for the privilege of losing money. Now look at the Bitcoin Cash (BCH) infrastructure. Using cash tokens and the native UTXO efficiency, the cost of a distribution is less than a cent, often 0.001010. This is the invisible yield. By reducing friction to zero, BCH allows for high-frequency compounding that is mathematically impossible on high-fee chains. In the old world, you waited 6 months for a coupon. In the BCH world, money flows like water every second, without losing a drop to the middleman. Most people think BCH is just P2P electronic cash. They haven't seen the upgrade. Cash tokens allow for RWA issuance directly on the most robust decentralized network. You can tokenize a skyscraper or a fleet of autonomous cars. Because the fees are sub-penny, the issuer can stream the yield. Think about that. Streaming yield. No more claim buttons, no more waiting for gas to drop at 3 a.m. Just pure, unadulterated cash flow. The elites want you to stay in their layer 2 cages, paying rent to centralized sequencers. They tell you high fees are the price of security. They lie, efficiency is security for your capital. Bitcoin Cash isn't just a currency, it's the plumbing for a global, frictionless economy where the small investor gets the same net return as the whale. That is the ultimate rebellion. Let's look at the ghost in the machine that nobody talks about: compounding frequency. Einstein called compound interest the 8th wonder of the world, but in a high-fee environment, that wonder is reserved for the 1%. If you earn yield on Ethereum, you are forced into a strategy of lump sum claiming. Because every claim costs $20, you wait. You wait until your accrued rewards are large enough to justify the fee. If you earn $10 a month, you might wait 6 months just to break even on the gas. Mathematical fact: during those 6 months, your rewards are sitting idle. They aren't working, they aren't compounding. On Bitcoin Cash, the friction is so low, 0.001, that you can reinvest your yield every single day, even with a small portfolio. Let's calculate the invisible gap. Assume a $10,000 investment at 10% APY, yearly compounding, the ETH for small fish. After 1 year, you have $11,000 daily compounding the BCH way. Using the formula A equals P, 1 plus R over N to power of NT, where N equals $365 result, $11,051.71. You might think it's just $51.71, but you're wrong. In the sprawl, $51.71 is the difference between a software upgrade and a starving neural link. Scale this over 10 years. Scale this across 1 billion people. The gas tax is a wealth transfer from the poor to the miners and validators. High fees create minimum viable capital. On Ethereum, if you don't have $50,000, you aren't a player. Your exit liquidity. You can't participate in RWA markets effectively because the overhead eats your legs before you can walk. BCH democratizes the RWA sector through granularity. Imagine a tokenized apartment building. The rent is collected hourly on BCH. That rent can be distributed to 10,000 token holders instantly. Each holder receives $0.005 on ETH. That $0 of $5 would require a $5 transaction fee. It is physically impossible to be granular on a high-fee chain. Why can BCH do this? It's the architecture. Ethereum uses an account model like a bank ledger. Every time you move money, the whole system has to update the state. It's heavy, it's slow, it's expensive. BCH uses the UTXO unspent transaction output model. Think of it like physical cash in a digital form. You can send thousands of envelopes transactions in a single block for almost nothing. With the cash tokens upgrade, we added smart contract capability without sacrificing this efficiency. The next wave of finance isn't meme coins, it's the tokenization of everything. Solar farms earn yield every time the sun shines. Logistics earn a micro dividend every time a container moves. Streaming pay creators per second of music. If the infrastructure costs more than the micropayment, the business model dies. Ethereum is a toll road for Lamborghinis. Bitcoin Cash is a high-speed maglev train for the masses. But wait, the ETH maxes scream, use a layer 2. Here's the truth they hide in the fine print. L2s are centralized silos. To get your money back to the main net, you pay the L1 fee anyway. To move between L2s, you pay. You're just moving your chains from a golden cage to a copper one. BCH is layer 1, security, decentralization, and subcent fees all in one layer. No bridges to be hacked, no sequencers to be censored, just raw peer-to-peer power. In the end, the math doesn't lie. Traditional bonds are slow. Ethereum RWAs are for the elite. But Bitcoin Cash RWAs, that is the invisible yield for the rest of us. The machine is ready. The question is, are you still paying the toll, or are you ready to bypass the gatekeepers? Stop bleeding yield. Start building on the chain that respects your math. Subscribe for more updates from the underground.
Put your back in it, just got the law.